going strong. Talking Tigers all morning long. Saints exceed headlines on the screen. Breaking it down with a little caffeine. Grab your mug, come on in. Let's wake this day and let it begin. It's morning scone. Everybody on. Coffee's hot and the news is strong. Purple gold, black and gold. Stories waiting to be told from Baton Rouge to New Orleans. Talking sports and everything between. Wake up, smile, let's get it on. Start your day with morning scone. It's morning scone. Everybody on. Coffee's hot and the news is strong. Purple gold, black and gold. Stories waiting to be told from Baton Rouge to New Orleans. Talking sports and everything between. Wake up, smile, let's get it on. Start your day with morning scone. Where the coffee's hot, the takes are hotter.
Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Sunday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Parrish Construction Roofing. Need an orthopedist? You go to Brock. Need a roof? Call Parrish. Unique physique, unique aesthetics, and wellness. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars. Code MAT15, MAT15, MAT15 for 15% off your order. And FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Okay, good morning, everybody. How about it? Hope your Sunday is off to a great start. Had a great Saturday. Saints give up 18 unanswered second half points to lose to Jacksonville 24-20. MERIK spells miracle. But saw some nice things from New Orleans. Zach Wilson played really well. Hat tip Ross Jackson, who in our practice reports has been highlighting the connection between Zach Wilson and Bub Means, and that certainly showed up. Means on the day, 4 catches, 77 yards, the long of 37. He really just missed 2 touchdowns in the game too. Wilson was 11 of 16 for 145 and a score. The touchdown pass to Oscar Delp. But, I mean, how about just the start of the game? I mean, Chandler with the opening kickoff was at 86 yards. Set the Saints up. They scored on the first play with the handoff to Estime, who bounced it out to the left side. So, really good start for New Orleans. 13 points in the second quarter. A really good 2-minute drive that Zach Wilson put together. Did not like to see Charlie Smith missing his field goal. So, Smith was 2-2 at PATs. Tanner Brown 2-2 on field goals. And defensively, Jalen Ford with the interception was awesome. Just kind of floated back into the zone, right into the throwing lane, came up with a nice pick. Jaden Price had an interception as well. And, Michael Heldman from the edge from Central Michigan, who we've been talking about. He came on AFR after he was drafted. AFR karma. 6 tackles, 2 sacks, a TFL, 3 quarterback hits. He was awesome. And so you look at, all right, with Cam Jordan out with the hamstring right now, who's the guy that's taking his spot? Michael Heldman, very clearly. So, and don't love that they gave up 18 unanswered, but neither team played any of their starters. So by the time you get deep into the bench, it's what it is. So anyway, went to Best Dress last night. Great event. Had tip to my buddy Mac Chiuili from Traction, one of the honorees. Hat tip to my good friend Tressie Leindecker, one of the honorees as well. Raised a bunch of money for the Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Institute. Always a great night, one of the best nights at Baton Rouge. Shout out to my guy DJ Ash and the Mixed Nuts they put on always. So if you've never been to Best Dressed, it's sort of like a formal sit down dinner in the River Center. The exhibition hall. Everybody's in formals, so sit down dinner. The program is they have an honoree who. Then they do Fund the Mission. They talk about the importance of cancer research, and they honor people, and it's very moving. And then it's basically a runway show for the honorees. And they each couple gets like 5 minutes or on the runway shooting off confetti cannons, and it's so much fun. But and then the band plays, so the Mixed Nuts played until midnight. So a little bit of a late night for your boy, and then Drew was eager to wake up this morning. Of course he was. But anyway, had a great night. LSU scrimmage in Tiger Stadium. I'm still getting some notes from the scrimmage, but interestingly enough, I saw a staff member last night when I'm leaving the River Center. We're getting in our Uber at midnight, and I saw a staff member walking right in front of the River Center. So I was like, "What's up?" It's like, how'd it go? So I got a few notes. Anyway, Sam Leavitt ran, which is probably the most encouraging thing that we all wanted to see. Seems like it was a pretty evenly split day. Offense and defense, which I think is also a good thing. If the offense is making plays against that defense, which they did not do much of in spring. Man, sure sounds like Jace Thomas has the leg up to be the starting safety opposite of Ty Benefield. Just looking at some of the position battles, I was told Weston Davis did start at right tackle, and the freshman played at defensive tackle. So maybe none of those are giant surprises, but except maybe Jace Thomas, beating out to Marcus Cooley for now anyway. So just a few little tidbits. Okay, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post, podcast, subscribe on your favorite podcast app, rate us, leave a review. We'll say some good mornings here. Hey, Bubba, good morning. Thomas, good morning. Kelly, good morning. Hey, Jess. Dome was awesome yesterday. First half was really good to watch. Kevin, good morning. Hey, Adam, great to see you there. Nancy, good morning. Whoop, hang on. This is one. Let's see. Ragin' Jalen the Cajun. Tiger Poppy, good morning. Peyton, how long does it usually take for Scone to pop up? Oh, sorry, from the open. So that song runs like 2.5 minutes, and I play it just so the audience can build. Because I would always just fire up the live, and then I'd start the show, and then people would end up asking the same things that I talked about. So I figured let's try that song. Kind of give you a heads up that when you see the graphic and the song playing, that it's coming. It's 2.5 minutes. What, buddy?
Mark, dial type of Bryce Brown, okay?
You want Bryce Brown? It's Bryce Brown. Let's see. Do you want Bryce Brown in the car?
Just Bryce Brown.
Just Bryce Brown. Okay.
And cool.
There you go.
Bryce Brown. Bryce?
Bryce Brown and the car.
How you old?
Drew loves Coach Bryce Brown from In the Car. He watches YouTube videos of him talking all the time. Jacob, do you think with Lane's offense will help Blake with running quarterbacks? Maybe. Again, I don't. So I think we talked about this yesterday. I don't know that Blake Baker struggles with running quarterbacks. Hear me out. Okay. I understand what we've all seen very much with Chambliss last year, Marcel Reed. I get it. But there's a big difference when your players are in position to make a play and the quarterback gets away and goes for a long run. Well, like, the coordinator or the coach's jobs are to put the players in position to make the play. If the player doesn't make the play, is it the coordinator's job or the player's job? My hope is when you have better talent on defense, maybe you make some of those plays in space. Hey, Bailey, can you set up anywhere on campus for tailgating? Bailey, there are designated areas, and so you can go look at the map, like what is paid for and like areas that people, I guess, pay for their spots or whatever, but and what the open areas are. Steven, what's your station's obligation to big ESPN? Can y'all be independent like the Ticket, WIP, and WFAN? So, like, I don't think, like, WFAN is not, I think WFAN is an ESPN affiliate. Or there. Their Odyssey. So anyway, here's the so typically the reason that you have an affiliation is to be able to clear programming throughout the day, because it's not realistic for most stations in the country to have 24 hours of programming. Does that make sense? Like, to have 24 hours of local programming, because you have to staff it. You have to pay hosts and producers and so on. So that's why you do a syndicate deal with ESPN Radio, Fox Sports Radio, CBS Radio, Westwood One, whatever, right? So that way you can carry bulk program their hours instead of having to program a station 24/7. So, for example, us as an ESPN affiliate, like, we carry ESPN's programming all throughout the weekend. And then when I go off air at 6, we are Chuck Oliver for 2 hours. But then after that, from 8 till 7 a.m., when Hester and Flynn go on, it's ESPN national programming, right? On the weekends. So that's the benefit of being a syndicate. Now, part of that deal is you're supposed to clear X amount of hours of prime programming between 5 a.m. and 7 p.m. And we probably clear the fewest of most affiliates because they've given us permission to do so as we've built our lineup more and more, because we have 10 hours of local programming. So that's why we clear the 2 hours of the morning show from 5 to 7. We clear the 10 a.m. hour, which is what is now the Golix, and then that's it. So we've had a great relationship with ESPN. We've kind of been a model affiliate, and they work with us with a lot of that stuff. Hey, Scott, good morning. Saw the video of you and Drew riding the elevator in your office. You're an awesome dad. Thanks, man. It's our Saturdays, man. Bronco Nation, good morning. Sucks we lost. However, it's preseason, so it's okay. At least we got a good look at the guys. Football is here. Can't wait for LSU to kick off. Hey, Dylan, good morning. RSP, good morning. Ben, it's my daughter Hallie's 21st birthday and my 49th, but y'all share a birthday. Wow. Well, happy birthday to you, Ben. Happy birthday to Hallie as well. Hope y'all have an awesome day together. Hope you both get tons of cake and presents and blow out all your candles and make all your dreams come true. That's awesome, man. Happy birthday, y'all. Jesse, I think Zach Wilson played like the number 2 yesterday. Played well. Team Drew, thank you, man. Adam, good morning. Skip did lots of stuff for Louisiana. If you don't know what he's referring to, there's a commercial on our radio station that airs. It was a storage place in Baton Rouge where it says, you got stuff. Then you get married and you double your stuff. Then you, as a father of 4 daughters, what do you do with all that stuff? Lots of stuff. Dependable storage wants your stuff. That's good. Hey, Brad, good morning. I like your question to Baker about all the sports staff. I wondered, could that many sports staff be hard to manage? Yeah. I thought he gave a great answer to it as well. He said it's the biggest staff he's ever been on. And he said it could be a problem with that many voices. He said, but the fact is they went in with a plan of what everyone's role was going to be on the field in practice. So it's helped them actually maximize reps. Hey, Steven, can Breeze help get some Saints for a charity game with 104.5? Maybe. I have no desire to put on a charity softball game. Jacques did his Red Rock and Blue game forever, and it's a big, big ordeal. Securing a venue, having to worry about weather, promotion, lights, umpires, ticketing, sales, fundraising, the whole nine. It's a massive undertaking. I have no desire to do it. There you go. Abner, good morning. Jacob, good morning. Steven, did you get my text on fight night? I don't think I did, Steven. Just very candidly, we were over at the River Center last night for Best Dressed, and I was just really not on my phone. So I'll check, though. Hey, Robbie, good morning. Which Saints players do you think will be next going into the Hall of Fame in Cam Jordan? So Jari Evans is probably the one that we're going to keep an eye on. So he's been let's see. So Jari Evans has been a finalist for each of the last 2 years. Super Bowl champion, all-decade team in the 2010s, 6 Pro Bowls, 5 All-Pro honors, 4-time first team. So Jari is probably next. At some point, he'll break through. Feels a lot like Alan Faneca, Kevin Mawai, those guys we were watching so closely. They were going to get in. It was just, it took time. Like when they cap the number of guys that get in every year, and you have your no doubt first ballot guys like Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald, right? It just shrinks the opportunity for guys in a given year. So Jari Evans is going to get in. I believe he'll get in. And he'll probably be next because even if Cam retires after this season, then you got a 5-year waiting period. I would think sometime in the next 6 years, Jari Evans would get in. So Jari and then Cam would be next, I would think. Drew in the house. Morning, Matt. Do you think Aikman and Brady should have positions with teams and commentate? Yeah, it doesn't bother me. I guess I can understand the potential that people would have a little angst. So Tom Brady, we were talking about Tom Brady's part owner of the Raiders, right? And he's also commentates for Fox. Well, during game week, you get to go to the facilities, you get to watch practice, you get to interview coaches and players, you prepare for the game. Well, are you giving intel to a guy that owns another NFL franchise? Maybe I'd feel differently if the Raiders didn't stink. Club, good morning. Michael, good morning. Steven, how much has A&M paid for the 2027 class so far? Thanks for breaking them in, right? That's quite a choice. So what he's talking about is Texas A&M's 2027 football commits They have the number one class in the country. Mark Matthews, number one offensive tackle. Kamari Dorsey, number one safety. Zyron Forstall, number 5 edge. Kennedy Brown, number 4 interior offensive lineman. Caden Henderson, number 1 linebacker. Rolon Henry, number 5 cornerback. Eddie McFarland, number 6 receiver. Jaquan Snell, number 2 safety. I mean, it's something to see this class they put together.
Who is that?
Mr.
Wyatt.
Mr. The Right. They have, let's see.
They have Mr.
So the national rankings.
Mr. Wyatt.
They have Mr. The Riot.
They have Mr. Wyatt.
They have Mr. The Riot. So they have the number 4, 11, 25, 29, 30, 33, 34, 50, 54, 57, 59 national players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They have 11 of the top 59 nationally. It's ridiculous. And that's amazing. And in a different era, like, it would be incredible. But the problem is those guys don't stay. So are you going to play next year? Are you going to play a team full of freshmen? And if not, do they leave? Then what did you get for putting this class together? It's just hard to be impressed by it, because it's just hard to imagine any of those guys staying, or all the guys staying. Adam, yeah, I'm live. Do you think Xavier Harris to LSU is an actual possibility? Well, there's a giant caveat, which is, what will that judge rule, right? Because right now, you have the judge in Colorado that issued her ruling. You had the clarification. You have a judge in Georgia that issued a ruling. The NCAA is pushing back, being like, no, we're not budging. Those players are not eligible. Well, you still have these countersuits. So can it get rectified in time here in the next week or two? I mean, you had games in 2 weeks for week 0. So if a judge, if this does, what, baby?
I thought Mr. Riot.
MRTHERIOT spells Mr. the Riot.
Mr. Riot.
Okay, Mr. the Riot. So if they resolve this issue and those players from the class of 2022 are eligible to return, yes, I think LSU would pursue Xavier Harris. Franco, but there's a lot of ifs, right? CBS, if they still did stuff for the SEC, I could see them sending BK to commentate on a couple of LSU games. Sadly, they don't. However, still be funny to see and hear. Be an interesting perspective. Hey, Brad, yesterday you were talking about Les. I'm curious, what was it about Les that made Skip hire him? I mean, Skip's done those interviews on the record. Skip gave an interview a few years ago. It's been several years now, but Skip gave an interview where it was a summer day and Jimmy was out and Charles brought Skip in and they did a 2-hour show. And it was just Skip telling stories and going through all this stuff, all of it. I need to go find that episode because it's pretty fascinating. It's a great sort of, marker in LSU history because Skip was so important, and influential to so many of those things. But he certainly talked about hiring Les. What?
I found Miracle.
MERIK spells miracle. But Les had NFL experience. He'd been with the Cowboys. And his success against Oklahoma while at Oklahoma State was a big deal as well. So, what, baby?
Miracle.
MERIK spells miracle.
Miracle.
Let's see. Since Ricky Jackson and Sam Mills are in the Hall of Fame, do you see Vaughn Johnson and Pat Swilling inducted? I do not. Chris, a little LSU on Ole Miss crime yesterday when Jay Ward put Jackson Dart on his back. Any word on the scrimmage? Yeah, so just a few of the notes that I've heard that I thought were notable. Some of the position battles we've watched, like defensive tackle, safety, right tackle. Weston Davis at right tackle. Jace Thomas, I was told, started at safety. The freshmen did rotate with the ones at tackle, including Lamar Brown at end, by the way. Got some reps with the ones. Sam Leavitt did run a good bit, which is great to hear. And it sounds like, I know this is something we've talked about really since the spring, but Dylan Jones, Harlan Berry are 1-2, but the more people I talk to within the program, it really feels like Stacey Gage is creeping up to be the number 3 running back, like ahead of Caden Durham. So don't be surprised. Gage is the UCF transfer, wears number 23. Don't be surprised if you see Gage maybe as that next guy. Eric, what up, man? Good morning. Happy Sunday. Hope this weekend has been way better than last. Whew. You don't need an appendix, so one less thing to worry about. Objectively true, Eric, that I do not need the appendix, and this weekend is way better than last weekend, man. Ooh, tell you what. Hey, Jack. Good morning, Steven. Are the Bocock brothers going school to school? Can't they go conference to conference? No, because each school, the schools sign over their grant and rights for broadcast to the conference, so the conference can go negotiate a conference-wide TV deal. When you talk about like multimedia rights, like doing sales for your logo, your marks, branding, and all that stuff, each school owns their own individual rights. So no, they could not go conference to conference. So yes, they're having to approach school by school to do those types of deals, like to license their cigars. And LSU was the first one, and that was obviously a big deal. When you get LSU on board, others follow. And what, baby? We're going to see America. Because a lot of schools didn't want to do tobacco. And I guess my point on that has always been like, I get it, but you do alcohol deals. Like everyone has a beer sponsor. I mean, just look at LSU. LSU's had whiskey and tequila, and I mean, they've had plenty of spirit sponsors over the years. So why are you okay doing alcohol and not cigars?
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
Lord Mayonnaise. Good morning, Matt. Martin Emerson Jr. looked great out there. Glad to see some solid cornerback play. Hey, Terry. Good morning. Brad, does Drew still like to watch Marlon cut the grass outside? Oh, my goodness, does he? He ever hears that lawnmower going across the street? So Marlon, our neighbors across the street have a gentleman who cuts does all their lawn maintenance and everything. Cut weed, eat edge, blow us up. Drew loves to watch the lawnmowers and everything. So we don't know personally, but Drew's always, what's your name? He wants to know everybody's name. And so Erica just makes up names. So the maintenance guy across the street, she came up with Marlon. No idea why Marlon, but yes. So that's Marlon. Not Bob or Bill or Sam or Jack or Steve or Dave. Marlon. Nuss Bus didn't do bad yesterday. Oh, I didn't get to see any of Nuss yesterday, man. I'm going to go look for some highlights. Hey, Jay, good morning. Mary, good morning. JT, good morning. Do you think ASU OC is a better play caller than Lane Crew? What about the ASU wide receivers versus LSU wide receivers? So I guess you're talking about Arizona State because of Sam Leavitt. Well, I think Kenny Dillingham is the primary play caller. Oh, so Dillingham gave up play calling last season. He gave up play calling during the run of the college football playoffs. And so then last year, Marcus Arroyo called plays. So So I would be completely fabricating something for you if I tried to tell you I had a strong opinion on Marcus Arroyo as a play caller at Arizona State. I haven't watched a lot of Arizona State football. I've seen a bunch of Sam Leavitt highlights, but I can't tell you I've sat down and watched full Arizona State games. So, but if you want to go on reputation, I mean, Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss are about as good as they come, right? Players with break containment, we couldn't get home all that much when it came to running quarterbacks last season. That was really the problem. It wasn't that I think you had bad scheme. I think it was you had players in position to make plays and didn't. That's problematic. Matt, that intro to Morning Schooner is real close to Sweet Home Alabama. I hate Bama. I don't know why people think that's Sweet Home Alabama. I haven't thought that at all. Hey, Jay, good morning. Mackenzie, how's Weston Davis been looking, if you know? I feel like his ceiling is really high. Who's battling for that spot? Yeah. Merika spells America. So I would say at this point, Sean Tompkins is probably your swing tackle. So we've seen Devin Harper play some right tackle. Sean Tompkins, the Baylor transfer. I think if either of your tackles went out, I think Sean Tompkins would be the guy to go in at either spot. I think Devin Harper is probably going to be your right guard backing up Aluba. Where Jaquan Sprinkles on the left side backing up Bo Bordelon. And Ryan Moret, the freshman, really seems like he's made a big push forward. The two freshmen that people keep raving about are Ryan Moret and Bryson Martinez. I think Martinez and Moret are going to be awesome players in the future. And similar, like, look at on the flip side from the freshman defensive lineman that we keep talking about, who I think are also going to be awesome players. But you have to rely on those freshman defensive linemen right now. You don't have to rely on the freshman offensive lineman because you have Seaton and Braylon Moore. That's a much better situation than needing to play a freshman left tackle and a freshman center. Hey, Bob, good morning. Praying you feel better. Any new men's basketball boot up? We actually saw Will Wade last night during the Fund the Mission part where they asked for donations on the stage. Will Wade was one of the MCs at that point. And so Erica filled out a card and went and handed it to him and got him to read it. And then what, baby? Okay. And then she got a picture with Will Wade. Let's see, Survivor. Let's see. Although I agree with Jaden Daniels being upset with the jersey thing, the situation shows why they say mixing family and business isn't good most of the time. Hey, Bill. Good morning, Scone. Saints sent me on a roller coaster yesterday. Bummer. Yeah. They look great early. Blowing the 18-point lead stunk. Loved the 2-minute drill before half. Really good to see Barry and Brown make some plays, including a nice catch and run down the sideline at the end of the first half. Bub Means obviously was a standout. The opening kickoff returning at 86 yards was awesome. Did not love Charlie Smith missing a field goal, which kind of puts you in a position where at the end of the game, you could have been in position to kick the winning field goal had Smith made his field goal. But what, baby? Yeah, we're not going to say mommy's phone number on the live stream. Nope. Bip. Can we just find a kicker? Seems Charlie Smith isn't the answer. I don't know that I could definitively say he's not the answer, but I think you can definitively say you're not certain he's the answer. Does that make sense? I'm glad you mentioned the DT, the Saints sound from Ole Miss for the 5-for-5 rule, because that's who I had in mind. Couldn't catch you live. You know, I started asking around a bunch on that last week, and I asked Lane about it, and he gave me, I don't know if you heard Lane's answer on the 5-for-5 when I asked him, because I said, like, how do you Like there's over 2,000 players from the class of 2022 that had a rating from On3. Now, a lot of those guys don't have eligibility. A lot of those guys are already in playing in their NFL career, right? But I'm like, how in the world do you start to go through this enormous list of who would possibly be eligible and then assign everyone a grade? And, I don't know if they've broken it down by position group or conference, but they've sort of divvied it up among the player personnel staff, as I understand it. And I guess that's what the player personnel staff should be doing right now, right? I mean, if that's your job, is to look at ways to improve the roster. And apparently a lot of the guys, they already had grades on, either from high school or from portal and stuff like that. So they're able to sort of put together at least an idea of what could be possible if that judge's ruling does come into factor where they could have 5 for 5. Now, the other thing to keep in mind, y'all, is roster spots. Now, I think they'll do what they got to do, but I mean, the semester starts in 8 days. And I was told they have one roster spot right now, but if they need to make room and add a couple of more spots, they could probably do that. So it'll be interesting to see. And yes, I think defensive tackle, I think safety, you heard Blake Baker say it, it was a concern, coming in. But a lot of the young guys have played really well. Jace Thomas, Fahim Delane, Aiden Hall, a lot of those young guys have played really well in camp. But it's still young depth, right? I'll worry about corner depth. And, I think running back depth is another spot you could look at. So, hey, Gerald, let's see. Are the freshman defensive linemen beating out the transfer portal linemen that were brought in? Yeah, I mean, that's the point. What? Hey, Bill, good morning. Steven, do you ever go fishing down south? I don't, man. I'm not a fisherman. Sean, how's the depth at edge looking for LSU? Another thing, so I would really recommend hey, buddy.
Please.
Okay. There you go. You're free. Back off, Erica. Please go check out my Locked On LSU episode that I dropped yesterday. Here, I'll put the video, the YouTube video here in the chat for those that are interested. You can catch it on podcast if you'd rather listen. Either way's fine. But I went through everything Baker said in his press conference on Friday. I pulled out the highlights that you need to hear, and then I reacted to it. So it is a pretty comprehensive look at the defense. We talked about depth at edge, why they moved Jaden Breaker over there, safety, linebacker spot, the staff, all of it. So it's pretty comprehensive if you want to sort of, and look, we don't get many opportunities to talk to Blake, right? So this might be the only opportunity we get to talk to Blake. So would highly recommend check out that episode. We want your stuff. Do you think Sam Leavitt has a rushing TD against Clemson? Oh, I don't know that, man. Sure. Yes, sure. Devin, good morning. Clemson scrimmage yesterday. Dabo said he's trying to prepare his team for what's to come September 5th. He said, I'm not sure you can. There will be a little extra in those drinks. Crystal, Carly's next fight is on the 22nd in Sacramento. Okay. Keep us posted. Remind us when it's coming up. Hey, Jeremy. Go Tigers. Live in Texas now, but moving my middle daughter to LSU this morning. Something feels right listening to you while driving to campus, move her in. That's awesome. Well, Jeremy, I'll enjoy the day with your daughter, man. I know it's probably emotional, but at the same time, really exciting time. So y'all have a great day, man. Hey, Jim, good morning. What up, G? Hey, Dad, good morning. Bronco Nation, Dabo called his players a bunch of nobodies in one of the press conferences. He was being facetious. A bunch of nobodies. Bunch of losers. That's just happened. Poor us. Poor old Clemson. That's what he was saying. Hey, Dad. Let's see, Robbie. Did you hear Irvin Johnson, the greatest player in UNO basketball history, will be an assistant coach for LSU, Privateers basketball program? I did see, I think maybe a tweet or a Facebook post or maybe an Instagram. I saw it on social media yesterday. I did, yes. Morning, Matt. I saw Riley Kuiper ring the bell over the weekend. Let's go. So Ryan Riley was one of the honorees last night as well at Best Dress, which was really cool. So Riley Kuiper is the LSU soccer player who's battling cancer. And so during the Fund the Mission, she and Will Wade were among those that came out on the stage to, walk the stage and do the Fund the Mission. Hey, Bill. Good morning. Ryan. What up, Drew? Adam. Love the video. LSU baseball. They had a video narrated by Skip, which was awesome. If you haven't seen it yet, please go check it out. Michael, good morning. Do you think the Saints secondary is stronger with the addition of Jaden Price and Martin Emerson? I think the depth is stronger, but here's the problem, Michael. If you're counting on Jaden Price and Martin Emerson, then that's a problem. My bigger issue is I don't think they lost Alontae Taylor and they didn't replace him. Instead, they just moved Kool-Aid, Quincy Riley, and Jonas Sanker all up a chair. Now, those are 3 draft picks. And so you scouted them, you invested in them in the draft, and you've given them playing time early in their career. Now it's their time to step up. I wish they had gone in free agency and gotten a starting corner or drafted a corner. Because I think Kool-Aid is good. I do not believe he is elite. I think he's a good number 2. I don't think he's a number 1. I'd like Quincy Riley much better as a nickel instead of your number 2, and so on. Like, I've done this before, but if you go look, like, just for instance, at PFF grades, like, just indulge me here with this. So, like, let's look at Kool-Aid this past year. So Kool-Aid, if you look at his grades from this past year, against Seattle, pretty good team, right? A 27. Against the Giants, 82. Against the Rams, 42. Against the Jets, 76. You get the point. Like, played really well against bad teams, played really bad against good teams. So how much has he, will he, can he improve? Hey, David, good morning. Who dat? Will Aaron Rodgers be inducted in the Hall of Fame next or ever? Ever? Well, yeah. I mean, Aaron Rodgers will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, this is his last year in the NFL. He said this is it. So 31 would be his Hall of Fame year. Aaron Hornsby, good morning. 20 days till the Kiffin era begins. Let's go. Jason, good morning, Uncle Scone, real star of the show. Drew, Aaron, Thomas, good morning, y'all. Tobacco is disgusting to see in the public eyes nowadays. Yeah, I guess we're not talking about cigarettes. We're talking about cigars, which is different. I mean, and still people vape and do all kind of stuff. Weed is legal most places now. I mean, Steven, true dat on booze sponsors. My nephew worked for Miller Corporate. Each school was either Miller or Budweiser school. True. Cigars are yummy. I like a cigar. Mike McCoy, Ramos needs an NFL contract. Yeah, the thing about Damian Ramos is just it's the leg strength. You know, there was a thing with Cole Tracy. You know, Cole was a very accurate kicker. But in the NFL, I mean, you regularly see teams kicking 60-plus yard field goals now. So you have to have the leg to be able to do that. Because it changes strategy in a game. if you get to the opponent's 45, you're in field goal range for most kickers in the NFL now. If you have to get another first down, that dramatically reduces your probability of scoring points. Manny, good morning. Rattler wasn't impressive after what, year 3? I know it's only one game, but come on. Craig, good morning. The other thing I'll say, Manny, is that you have to keep in mind, like, nobody played with starters. And I get it. Zach Wilson didn't play with starters either. No starters played. But the objective isn't to go win preseason games. The objective is to win regular season games. And so the question is, if you put that quarterback with the starters on a Sunday, could they function and win? That's the question. So in a preseason game, really what you're looking for is make the right read, function within the offense, don't turn the ball over, etc. Drew is awesome, all boy. Hey, Steph. Damian Ramos wasn't drafted. Is campaigning for a spot somewhere. Can the Saints pick him up? Yeah, interesting. Someone else just asked about Ramos. Morning, Matt. Make my wife stop mixing Diet Coke with my Blantons. I thought she'd been using Makers till I caught her. She ought to file papers. Oof. It's a rough scene. That's a rough scene. You see, you got like, the thing is, like, a cocktail tastes better if you use better booze, right? That makes sense. Use a higher quality booze, your cocktail is going to taste better. But there are plenty of $20 whiskeys. Like, tell her to use Elijah Craig Small Batch. That's a $25, $30 bottle of whiskey that is available anywhere and is delicious. And tell her to mix that with her Diet Coke. I mean, if you could find Blanton's everywhere all the time, or any allocated whiskey, anywhere all the time forever, then sure, do what you want. But because it's rare and hard to find, like, you can't be pouring Blanton's and Diet Coke or like anything up here in Diet Coke or Sprite or whatever for cocktails. Can't do that. Hey, Brian, good morning. From Big Timber, Montana. I don't know if you see my message yesterday, Rick Eisen. Yeah, Rich Eisen. Yeah. So thanks, Brian. I think I did read it yesterday, but a lot of people did point that out to me. Some people sent me screen grabs of that, of Jim Rome. And I mean, but Brian, I mean, honestly, that's not surprising. I mean, that report on Thursday with Jaden and the Heisman just went super viral. I mean, I think the tweet alone did 3 million impressions. So yeah, I mean, it was like the big story nationally, oddly, but yeah. Let's see, we're at 11 of the last 15 Heisman winners. Jersey numbers have been reissued, many by multiple players, because people don't retire numbers. It's like retiring a number is an antiquated practice. It's something that people started doing 50, 60, 70 years ago, whenever. And they did it without a 100-year mindset, thinking, okay, well, if we keep doing this over 100 years, are we going to have any jersey numbers left? And it's one thing even in baseball, but like, or basketball, where you got 15 guys on the floor or on the rock, on the bench, on the team. But like in football, when you got 85 plus walk-ons, like, you can't go retiring numbers. You need numbers. Morning, Matt. If you're building a college team from scratch, would you pick Joe or Jaden for your quarterback? It depends. That would be obvious for a lot of people, I think, because Joe had the greatest season we've ever seen. But it would depend what you want to do, like what style of offense you want, and the context around your team. I mean, you cannot lose sight of the fact, and I'm not going to do this. Too many people are. They're trying to discredit Jaden's career to validate their opinion. And that's a dumb thing to do. I'm not saying you're dumb. I'm just saying that's a foolish thing to do. Jaden led LSU. They were the number one total and number one scoring offense in America. They were unstoppable. It was different than 2019, but I also don't fault Jaden for the fact that LSU went 9-3 that year. Like, LSU scored 48 on the road against Ole Miss and lost. Hey. Oh. I've seen that before.
Very. Very.
What do you see security for the Grove? I don't know. I don't think Ole Miss people are going to be like out there with shanks looking to get LSU. Like, what? I don't know what y'all think is going to happen. I mean, and the reality is, most people talk a big game on the internet, and then when they meet you in person, they don't say anything. Like, I mean, I live this every day of my life. Now, what most people don't see are the overwhelmingly positive things that a lot of people say, the messages I get all the time. But there's people who say vile stuff to me on the internet. And then I see them in real life, or they see me in real life, and they'll never come up to me and say the things they said. So, like, do I think Ole Miss fans are going to boo Lane Kiffin like crazy? And are they going to be vulgar and flip him off? And yes. Like, you think it's going to be like in the prison yard? Like, what do you think is going to happen? Pat, I'm going Joe because of his moxie and throws are still fun. Meanwhile, Jaden had the most accurate season in college football history. I'm not surprised everyone's going to pick Burrow. Like, in that scenario. Jaden also ran for 1,100 yards. Like, there's a dynamic he brings to any offense that Joe doesn't bring. And they both had incredible receivers. So that's a wash. I mean, with Justin and Jamar, Malik and Brian Thomas, even if you want to go to the threes, Terrace Marshall, Kyron Lacey. I mean, receivers were awesome. Steven, are you getting set up for a show in Oxford? Still working on location for the show. Steve Globs. Morning, Pat. Bitcoin 4-year cycle low would coincide with Auburn weekend. First loss of the year coming on the Plains. Hope all is well. Go Tigers. I hope LSU doesn't lose at Auburn. I do think that's probably the game that has me the most. I think at Kentucky and at Auburn are both games that make me uneasy. Because they're both spots where you could potentially be caught napping, sandwiched around tougher games. Now, Kentucky's not sandwiched around tougher games because you go McNeese, Kentucky, Mississippi State, Auburn, right? In theory, October should be a breeze, but that's why it's a challenge. Like, it's never easy to go play at Auburn. And I think Auburn could be better this year than most think because you have the synergy of coach quarterback with Golish bringing Byron Brown in from South Florida. And then I look at Kentucky, and we can say we won about Kentucky, but Will Stein was at Oregon the last 3 years as their OC, and with 3 different quarterbacks, each of those 3 years they had a top 15 offense. They went from Bo Nix to Dylan Gabriel to Dante Moore, and each of the years they were top 15 in total offense. So, and of course he was the offensive guy because Dan Lanning's the defensive guy. So they bring in Kenny Minchie. They bring in the running back from Texas. They bring in Nick Anderson. I mean, they went and brought in some elite level talent on offense. And I think Kentucky could end up being a good offensive football team. Duval, good morning. Are you surprised that this Jaden Daniels situation has gotten so much attention that he was trolled by everyone, including the Mets, Angels, and Guardians last night? I mean, you never know to what degree something might go viral. So I guess I'm a little surprised it's gotten to the degree it has. But I think it also speaks to just how silly the whole thing is, that everyone is sort of unanimously going, like, why is an NFL quarterback worried that his college is giving out his jersey number? Hey, Rob, good morning. I read that 11 of the last 15 Heisman winners' jersey numbers have been issued. Yeah. Do we have any LSU players other than Brown on the roster? I've not done a deep dive on the roster. You talking about for the Saints? Well, they just signed Deion Jones. Man, there was a good run there for a while where you had Foster Moreau and Jarvis Landry and Tyrann Mathieu. I think there was another UDFA this year. Who am I missing? Come on, load. What are you doing? Oh, there we go. So Barian Brown. Maybe it was just Gottschall. Gottschall, Deion Jones. I thought there was one more. Maybe I'm missing one. I thought maybe they signed a UDFA. Oh, I know who what I'm thinking of is JVR Suggs. So JVR Suggs, remember, came to LSU from Grand Valley, but then transferred. I think spent last year at Wisconsin, didn't he? Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, he went to Wisconsin. Okay, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Dr. Alex Landry, I think Jaden Daniels is acting out because he's not from the South. Kid from Texas, Florida, Louisiana will never pull a stunt like this over a jersey number. Yeah, I don't think that's has literally anything to do with it whatsoever. Leslie, good morning. Counted de money. Pipe tobacco and cigars are amazing because they require you to slow down and enjoy. No rip, pop, chew, and go. That makes sense. Let's see. I believe there's a law that prohibits commercializing or promoting tobacco products. I'm with you. A lot of people do it. It makes no sense. MCK for life. Good morning. Love the way you give brutally honest takes on all your shows and are not just a homer. Give it to us straight. Not just want to hear. Go. Well, thank you, man. Appreciate that. I think that's probably served me well during my career. I say it's like the Simon Cowell effect. If y'all remember Simon from American Idol, it's like because he was willing to tell them when they were terrible, it meant more when he told them they were good. My mom almost killed my dad mixing his drink. She put 90% moonshine, 10% Coke. My dad chugged it down, was in for a ride. He couldn't remember what happened the next day. That's brutal. Mike, Jade and Joe on another level. Pat, I'm not trying to say Joe is better than Jaden. If you look at the stats, and Jaden played 15 games, he probably passes Joe in overall stats and touchdowns. No, I think most LSU fans would say Joe because it was the greatest season any of us have ever seen. And what I don't like is, I'm not saying you were doing this. What I don't like is that a lot of people have tried to, the way that they've tried to validate their opinion about Jaden's jersey number is by invalidating Jaden. And I think that's silly. I mean, he was like, just pull up some YouTube highlight tapes of Jaden from 23 and you'll go, oh yeah, he was really good. He was incredible. Matt House sucks. I mean, if Matt House didn't have the worst defense in the history of the program, LSU probably wins the national championship. I mean, they scored on everybody. Hope Jaden sees how bad the PR has been. Oh, he's aware. Been made fun of by every MLB team and betting companies now. He's aware. Is DJ Pickett really 22? No. DJ Pickett is 19. Feeling 22. DJ Pickett. Where? Oh, they used to put the like. They used to put like their personal bio, like their family and all that stuff. AI says he's 22. That can't be right. It says he was born in 2004. That can't be right. No, he's 20. Yeah. Yeah, his rival's profile says he is 20 years old. Hal, let's see. Any word you have on the funeral arrangements for Skip? So I don't think the funeral is going to be a big public thing, but they are going to do a public memorial at, as I was told, at the PMAC. I think it's on the 24th or the 20th. Don't quote me on this. They haven't announced it yet, but I think it's the 24th or the 25th. Anyway, not this coming week, but the next. They're going to do, as I understand it, a public memorial at the PMAC for Skip, and they'll have, all former players invited to attend, and obviously there'll be speakers and stuff like that. So the funeral itself, I think, will be at their at the Berman's synagogue. And I don't know when they're doing that. But I think that was something that was going to happen much more quickly. Hey, John, I agree with you. The freshman defensive lineman got me worried. Do you think these guys can hold up against the run? I mean, Blake Baker even talked about the freshman wall on Friday when he met with reporters. I mean, it's a real thing, G.I. Joe. Hate to see fans disregard what Jaden accomplished. Also hate to see his mom burning bridges for him. I'll say this again. Y'all can blame his mom. And I'm not saying she had nothing to do with it, because she certainly involved herself. Jaden, the quarterback, Jaden, is the one who first reached out expressing his displeasure to LSU leadership. Jaden did. Didn't Jaden ask someone to give him the number 5 when he got to Washington? He did. I think their punter, their kicker had it. Burrow couldn't win a title with that 23 defense. I completely agree with that. When I get a chance to come to Baton Rouge, hopefully I can meet you in Ontario at the parish office. Big fan of you, Ontario. Cool, man. Sure thing. Excuse me. Matt, being in media, are weathermen held accountable by their superior for accuracy and utilization of technology they're provided? So, I actually have a funny story about this I'd rather not tell. But what most people lose sight of is when you look at, let's say there's a 50% chance of rain, okay? Well, that 50% means 50% chance anywhere in the coverage area of that station. So like we think, oh, well, it didn't rain at my house today. Well, but what if it rained? What if there was a scattered shower 15 miles north, but it's in the coverage area of that station? Well, it does apply. So that's what the percentages mean. A lot of us assume that just means if you see it, it's going to rain at your house or wherever you are. I mean, but I work downtown and I live in Southeast Baton Rouge, right near the Ascension Parish line. And like, there's plenty of times when I get in the car leaving Guarantee and I'm like, hey, babe, I call Eric. Hey, babe. She's like, it is storming here. It's bright and sunshiny. Well, weatherman wasn't wrong. It rained just 15 miles south, but in the coverage area. Hey, John. Good morning. What happened to Caden Durham? How are these running backs? Pass him up on the depth chart. I think it's interesting because he was freshman all SEC, in 23, or 24, excuse me. I I just think he's a little undersized. I've had coaches describe him to me as stiff. You kind of inability to maybe move hips, change directions. I'm kind of surprised Caden Durham came back, with bringing in the 4 transfers and bringing back Harlem Berry. That is a spot where you got to stay healthy because the depth of that position isn't very good. They're bullish on Dylan Jones as the one, and Harlem Berry is the guy that gives them an element. Well, I'd say it this way. Harlem Berry can do some things Dylan Jones can't. But that works the other way too, So, I mean, those 2 are your guys. And, of course, Sam Leavitt. Let's see, not saying Jade's mom is the sole reason. She's definitely a strong influence on his choices. No matter how old a man gets, he'll always listen to mama. That's actually just not true also. Like, Alex will just disagree on this. Like, you're 26 years old. You're a millionaire many times over. You are the franchise, the face of a billion-dollar franchise and organization in the NFL. Like, you're not exempt from blame for people, the decisions made around you. Like, you need to make those decisions, especially if it's going to have this type of negative effect. Brian, what up? Hope you had a good one. Check or text me, get a chance. Will do, man. Thanks. Morning, Matt. What are the good tailgate spot? I'm in town week 1 for Clemson. Bro, just park and walk around. You'll find them. They'll be everywhere. And just roll up on people and say, hey, I'm in town from X. Can I buy a beer off of you? And then people will just give you stuff. Offer to pay. Be like, hey, I'm rolled in town. People said it was cool just to walk around. Like, can I buy a beer from y'all or buy a plate of food or something? They'll be like, oh, bro, buy nothing. Come on in. Do that 100 times over. Brunch with Scout. I guess we're at 10:40. All right, y'all. I think we're done. Shout out to all of our great sponsors. Brock, you need North Peas, of course, they're the best. You need a roof, call us at Parish. Hey, I want to remind people too at Parish, like we do soft wash. I say that quickly. I go commercial, residential, repairs, replacements, gutters, soft wash. We can soft wash your house, your roof, your hardscape, the whole thing. So if you need a soft wash, we can do that too at Parish. Unique physique, unique aesthetics and wellness. GLP-1s, semaglutide, tirzepatide. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Do the whole thing over telemed. They can ship your medicine anywhere. So if you're watching in Oshkosh, you can use Unique Physique. So go to uniquephysique.com. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. You got pain, book a session with Crystal Poche. She'll work you out of it. Bocock Brothers Premium Cigars, Friday is the launch day for the new LSU box. Excited about it. Remember to use the code MAT15, MAT15, save your 15%. And, of course, FMOL Health, our related late championship health partner of LSU Athletics. Great night last night at Capitol Gala's Best Dressed, all benefiting our Lake Cancer Institute. One of my favorite fundraiser events of the year annually in Baton Rouge. So, great night, wonderful people, tons of fun. So, shout out to everybody who works so hard to put that on. Shout out to my buddy Mac Chiwilli over at Traction, one of the honorees. Shout out to Tressie Limedecker from Rev and from Chris's Specialty Foods, who was one of the honorees as well. Dr. Mo, who did my surgery, my appendectomy last Saturday, was one of the honorees. So shout out to Whitney Lanassa, who been friends since high school, was one of the honorees last night. Shout out to Eddie Kennison, former LSU wide receiver, who was one of the honorees last night as well and been a good friend for a lot of years. So really fun night. Did Jace pass up Cooley? Looks that way, Brian. I mean, you still got 3 weeks to the opener. And I think they're both going to play. But based on what I was told yesterday and what I've seen, if they had to go play Clemson today, I think Jace Thomas would be the starting safety opposite Benefield. Hey, Stuart, how long did it take you to get through the soreness of your appendix removal? I had mine removed. The exit wound is unbearable at times. Yes, Stuart. I hope they did yours laparoscopically. And honestly, the incisions that I have aren't the worst part. Initially, the gas pain from the CO2 was the worst part in the abdomen and in the shoulder. That was very uncomfortable. But my lower abdomen, honestly, is where I'm kind of having the most discomfort right now. So it's been a week, but I feel good. I'm up and around. I mean, I'm just taking a lot of Advil when I really feel bad. You'll smell it. Follow your nose. Your dreams come true. The Phillies scored 5 in the 5th and tweeted, "Don't sue us." Oh man, did Lindsay do it? Lindsay who? Brian, Matt, did you do a post-scrimmage report from yesterday for Locked On? I have not yet, Brian. So the scrimmage was at 6 o'clock last night, and we were at Best Dressed. And so we didn't get home until, after midnight. And so went to bed. I had a few texts about the scrimmage. I had another one this morning. So I'll drop something today on Locked On. Maybe around lunchtime or so I'll drop something today. There's a few more people I'd like to talk to, see if I can get a little more info, but a little more comprehensive report. But Jaden getting trolled. It was terrible PR move. Sad part is people warned his camp not to go public. Is people warned his camp not to go public? Wouldn't his people be his camp? I'm sorry. I find it hilarious when people say Jaden's camp, Jaden's people. It's like, it's not like Jaden Daniels has a team of like 1,000 people working for him. It's pretty easy to see what happened. I told y'all what happened. A photo from an Our Lady of the Lake shoot leaked to Jaden. He was ticked. He fired off a few messages to some LSU leadership. From there is where it started to go, talking to the attorneys about the cease and desist. His mom's the one that called the Heisman to ask for it back. But Jaden's side of this leaked the story to ESPN. Look, with the cease and desist, there's the person who sent it, the person who received it. LSU received it. LSU doesn't want the cease and desist public. Like, why would they want that out there? Like, Jaden's side's the one that leaked the cease and desist to ESPN, and they had a family representative give a comment, give quotes to ESPN in their original story about the jersey and the respect and all that sort of stuff. Only when this thing went completely haywire did they try to backtrack and say, it's not really about the jersey. It's about being paid. Like, no. Like, you leaked it to ESPN. You gave quotes to ESPN saying it was about the jersey. You don't get to backtrack now because it looks bad. Anyway. From what you've seen, do you think Benefield is the best safety since Jamal? Oh, bro. Delpit. Grant Delpit ended up winning the Thorpe in 2019, although he was limited in that year. Dude, I think the ankle injury and all. But Grant Delpit in 2018 wasn't just the best safety. He was the best defensive back in college football in 2018. Grant Delpit's 2018 was otherworldly. I'm going through other safeties in my head. And Halsey was really good last year too, man. Halsey had a really good year. But yeah, Grant Delpit was so good. Have you dropped your predictions yet? No, I haven't. I'll probably do that the week of the game. See how they fare the rest of fall camp. Should have been humble. Let the young man wear your number. Tell him to disappoint me. Photo was posted on Twitter. That's the reason I asked you about it before you saw it at practice. Yeah, that's how Jaden, it got leaked to Jaden. So, Delp was amazing. Do you see Pop Houston was on Fox News Live? I did not. But send me a link. I'll watch it. It'd be great. Or I'll go find it. Okay, I think we're done. Okay. I think we're done. Y'all have an awesome day. Brian. Here's the problem, Brian. The only thing I get to see Sam do is stand around and throw the ball against air for 10 minutes. Like if I could have seen the scrimmage yesterday, I'd feel very comfortable today giving you an opinion. But I didn't get to see the scrimmage. So I got to rely on a few people. That's the thing. Like, and again, this is not a criticism of Lane Kiffin. I promise you it's not. It's his prerogative to do with his program what he wants and handle access and all that sort of stuff. But there's two things that are true. You can give us more access and let us see and report on what we see, or it forces people like me to then go ask a whole bunch of people, what do you see? And then I'm giving you secondhand information. And so that's what I have to do. And so I kind of have to go. And look, it's not like you can really narrow down who I'm talking about because, for example, when you look at all the people at a practice or a scrimmage or whatever, you've got all the players, all the coaches, support staff member. You have LSU athletic administrators, university administrators, boosters get invited. You have training staff. You have sports information staff. You have medical staff, family, recruits, scouts. I mean, think about all the people that go watch, right? So there's plenty of people to ask. And so if I go have conversations with 10 people who were there and they all start saying the same things about what they saw, gives you a pretty good indication of what's real. I remember when Delpit didn't let a wide receiver touch, carried him out of bounds. Matt, we're not going to let you wait until the day before the season starts. Maybe what it takes. Hey, Greg, is Charlie Weiss next up to meet with the media? Yes. So Charlie Weiss will meet with the media on Friday, and I'm unfortunately not going to be there because I'll be doing my show Friday in Lake Charles. There's an event called Legislator. I think it's kind of for the oil and gas community. And so a lot of our clients are there. And so AFR will be in Lake Charles Friday from the sports book at the Golden Nugget. And so that the event, the Legislator event, is like a lunchtime thing. And then they set up my show sort of like the after, like come to the Golden Nugget, the sports book, and hang out and watch AFR and blah, 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 blah. So I'll be up Friday, drop off Drew at school, then I'm beelining it straight over to Lake Charles. Hey, Patrick, Sunday morning scone. Matt's out here making sure Louisiana doesn't accidentally have a quiet weekend. Keep it rolling. They have 55 people just on staff. They have more than 55, actually. I mean, if you look at all the front office people, I'm not just talking about like the GAs and the assistants and all. Like if you look at their entire, like go look at if you count the entire football staff, there's over 70 people. It's crazy. Let's see. Steven, what's your favorite strength of cigar? I'll tell you, I'm very, very excited to try the new Maduro blend from Bocock. I do like their Habano. That has been my favorite so far. I know Connecticut's are really light, and so some people may not like that. I think you can have a really tasty one, but probably Habano. Damian Shanklin's situation is puzzling. He has no leverage sitting out. So I'm working on that one, Brian. I think there might be a little bit more to that situation than him just sitting out. So let me keep working on that. If I can get you an answer, I will. You should send me then to ask questions for you. How much is a box of cigars from them? The box you keep referencing. I don't know what they're going to price the football box at. But you got to keep in mind, right? If you're talking about a box that has 20 cigars in it, and if you're talking $15 to $20 a cigar, you're gonna be talking about over $200 for the box. So, for example, the 100-year of Tiger Stadium box was $255. The LSU baseball national championship box was $299. The Powerhouse Robustos, which that's my favorite cigar that Bocock has done so far, was $279. So anyway, kind of that range. Jack Bech look good against cards? Good. Does Bocock have any ops in Cuba for the international market? Bocock their farm is in Honduras. So their family is Honduran and the farm is in Honduras. Expensive for a non-smoker? Yeah, for sure. Like, no doubt. And yes, you can get the old box. They're at the website. But then remember, you can also use Matt15 to save 15% off your order. But that's why I say, like, for a survivor who's saying it's expensive for a non-smoker, no doubt. But that's why I would say, like, think of it in terms of, is it something you could use to give as a gift for clients? It's a really cool, like, conversation piece to put in your office, because you might, like, if you have an office and you have, like, clients or whatever come through who might be cigar smokers, you can offer them a cigar. It's one of those cool things where you can enjoy it if you enjoy smoking a cigar, but if not, it's a thing where you can give them out. So, and you have a really cool, like, decorative display piece. And this one is really cool. It's really, really cool. So, all right, y'all, I think we're done. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post, podcast, subscribe in your favorite podcast app, rate us, leave a review. I work on fighter jets. No office, I wish. Well, if you work on fighter jets, you're probably also not smoking a cigar on fighter jets. Although, don't pilots smoke cigars? Top Gun, guy sitting there in the tower smoking a cigar? Give it to some of the superiors. Win some business. Win some contracts. All right. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for hanging out. You want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye. Who says that?
Yeah.
He's trying to imitate his Uncle Jeff's laugh, which actually sounds nothing like him at all. Anyway. All right. Y'all have a great day.